Hey guys, welcome to the first Tutorial Tuesday of 2018. I'm Brent Hall, and today I'm going to be talking to you about polarizers. More specifically, about how you can mimic a polarizer in Photoshop if you don't have one, or if, like me, you forgot it in the car.
I'm going to use the drift method. Freaking incredible. Round F16 for that to get that sunburst.
Alright, so real quick, what's a polarizer? This is a polarizer. If you want to know more specifically about what they do and all the cool effects and everything, check out the video here. And I already did a video on that and neutral density filters, why and when you need them. For right now, we're going to be concerned with the effect of the polarizer where it darkens the blues and saturates the image a little bit more, so you get a really nice contrast in your big blue skies. So of course it's always beneficial to have one with you, but if you can't afford one, or if you don't want one, or if you are like me and you forget it all the time, then this is how we're going to fix that in Photoshop. So let's jump into Photoshop and I'll show you how to make that happen.
Alright, so first off, I'm doing this in Bridge, and you can do this in Lightroom because it's the same deal, because Lightroom is basically just a fancy version of Bridge and Camera Raw. So I'm going to open up, here is my image that I'm going to be playing with. So I'm going to open this up in Camera Raw, and once I'm in here I'm going to go to the HSL panel, and then once I'm in here I'm going to, it's usually set on one of these by default, but I'm going to go over here to Luminance, and then I'm going to come down to the blues. And so in order to get that deep saturated look without actually saturating, we're just going to drop the luminance. So, and you can see the extremes of this. So what I like to do is, if you want to know how far to push it or how far not to push it, take it all the way to the craziness like this, and then back it off until it looks like you haven't done anything to it. So I like it right in there, and I think that looks great. And then you can hit P to toggle on and off if you're in Camera Raw. So that'll show you the before and the after. And basically that is a great start to getting that darker contrast between these beautiful lit up peaks here and this big blue sky. So then you can come back in here, and then you can see I've already adjusted the saturation, so you can see what it looks like. I'll just bring this down and bring up the vibrance just a little bit. So the vibrance will bring up the less saturated colors, and then the saturation will just bring up everything. So something like that. And then again, you can hit P to see the overall before and after. And then that's it. I'm just gonna take, you can do whatever else you need to. If you need to adjust the contrast, or dehazing also helps. If you just want to dehaze the sky, then you can go up to here into your adjustment brush, and you can just bump up the dehaze. That's way too high. I would say just something like 10 or so. And then by right clicking and holding down the right click on your mouse, you can adjust the size of the brush. So then you can just go in here and paint in the sky and dehaze that a little bit if that's something that you're into. It doesn't, for me, it's not always necessary, but that will just get a little more the darker pop there in the blues. But I actually don't think I need to do that for this image, so I'm just gonna leave it. And then from there you can go into Photoshop and do whatever you need to do. So one more thing about this image here is this image was a pano. So this was a 5 vertical shot panorama, and the reason why I didn't use a polarizer is because it wouldn't have worked in this situation. I had a 16mm lens that would have covered this almost in one shot, but one, I wanted more detail, and two, I wanted just a little more coverage out here than the 16 could give me. So I did the pano. And what happens is, when you break it down into pieces here, this was a vertical pano. So the polarizer at this angle is different than at this angle, and then as different as this angle. And by angle, I mean the relation to where I'm pointing with my lens to the sun. So the sun was over here to this side, And for a circular polarizer to work properly, you need to be, it works best at a 90-degree angle. So I have that, but then once I'm getting over here, I'm getting more than a 90-degree angle. And then when you have a wider image, a wider lens like the 16, you would be covering much more than that. So you'll get all of this area will be dark, and then this area will be light. And so let me show you what that would look like real quick. Okay, so I know this looks like crap and this is just for demonstration purposes, but when you have a super wide angle, this is what you're going to see. You're going to see a very dark spot. You see this is what the polarizer would do if I would have had it on my 16 and had it ultra wide shooting this as one shot. And that's why I don't like to use polarizer for wide shots, because it's too wide to get the full polarizing effect in the full length of the image. So what I chose to do was, you can see here in Bridge, is I took this vertical set here and just went from, oh, that's the same one. So here you go. So started way over here and then worked my way panning to the right until I get to the last image, which is there. And then when you put all those together, you get this. And then because I couldn't use a circular polarizer, but I still wanted that effect, this is what I do to get that. So let's get rid of that horrible nastiness. So that concludes the Photoshop portion of this tutorial. Let's go back to real life now.
Alright, so that's it. Super simple way to mimic a polarizer in Photoshop and to help you get a little more contrast and pop out of your landscape images. I hope that helps you. And if you like this video and you want to see more tutorials like this, make sure you subscribe to my channel, where there will be a new tutorial Tuesday every week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
I literally just told you to thank them for coming. And then you argued and said you always do. And then you know what you didn't do?
What?
You didn't say thank you.
Go on, tell me what.
Thank you.
I thank you. I'm just gonna do I'm gonna do the whole thing over again.
Go ahead. Do it.
Yes. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure you subscribe to my channel, where there'll be a new 2-minute tutorial. Shit, it's not 2-minute tutorial. New? Well, Pete does it, but he fails epically at it too, so I'm not the only failure around here, okay? And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure you subscribe to my channel, where there'll be a new Tutorial Tuesday every week. And there will also be a 5-minute Friday and a bunch of other cool videos, vlogs, everything else.
No, stop it.
What? It's true.
Stop.
It's true.
Tangenting.
I don't tangent.
You are tangent.
I don't tangent.
You're selling the Tuesday thing right now. Leave the Friday for the Bloody Friday videos.
Okay, that's a good idea. Sometimes the lady behind the camera is right, but we don't talk about that. I'm just...